Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a twin flame union reading using the Psychic Tarot for the Heart deck by John Holland, my Celtic deck and the Totem deck. So we're just going to see what comes out. I just can't believe that November has already nearly come to an end. They said November was going to be big. I look back, I remember missing a call from my twin flame on the 11th of November, which I'm trying not to relive and kick myself over, because, you know, who knows what that conversation might have held. So having to be very patient and, you know, waiting for the next opportunity. At the bottom of the deck we've got Love Abounds, so that's a good sign. Right, so we're going to start with the Psychic Tarot. This is a twin flame union reading for the collective, just because I've done a reading for myself today which was really lovely and positive, and I just want to make sure that the collective gets a reading, see if there was anything matching, see if there's any similarities to my own personal reading. The question I asked my own personal reading was, what does my twin flame want me to know? But this is going to be a union reading, so it's going to be about the union and not the individuals. So, Spirit of Love and Light, can you please give us the correct messages from Spirit around the union energies today, on tomorrow, the next 24 hours, let's say. And I do find that doing these readings does help me process things. I've begun to find them very relaxing, and I suppose in a way I've got a little bit of addictive tendencies, because when I'm feeling stressed, I come and do a reading or shuffle the cards and then I calm down, and that's a sign that you may be slightly addicted to, you know, like if you're a gamer, people calm down when they're gaming, or whatever it is they're addicted to, it calms them down. So, and I think that comes from the dopamine rush of the expectations of, you know, union and the anticipation of it all. So dopamine is the motivation drug. You see, it's the motivation molecule. It's the one that gets you up and running and going for it. This is why in some relationships people are motivated by certain aspects, blonde hair, blue eyes. It soon wears off. So it does have to be something deeper that keeps you going. Anyway, I'm veering off into science and dopamine land. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the cards. This is a union spread for the collective. Okay, so we've got the first one, crown chakra. I'm already seeing similarities with the one I did for my own personal reading. Okay. New vitality. So we're getting a story here. We're seeing it as a little story rather than separating it into this and that. Okay, do we have any other cards? I think these two want to come out, thank you. And there's two here that want to come out. And we'll have the bottom and the top. Put them aside. Okay. And we have success and growth. Again, this card came up in my reading, my personal reading. Right, so we have the crown chakra here, which is the spiritual messages coming through, which is instilling a new vitality, a new balancing and vibration. A new vibration is beginning to manifest in the cells and the body of the union. I must admit, I do feel a bit lighter today than I did yesterday. So, and then we have the win or lose, and that's basically depends on how you focus on things. It's change, and if change is inevitable, then it's how you focus on it. So it's, you know, are we focusing on the winning aspect or the losing? So manifesting what we focus on. Then we have that Seek card again, which I think came up yesterday. So that's good. Seeking, crown chakra, seeking from spirit. It's beginning to filter through. Choose your battles wisely. So it could be that inner battles are being won, and that spiritual energy 7 is beginning to clear. Overcoming obstacles, because this new vitality is clearing out old energy. Then we've got embrace the world again, 21, which again I think this came up the other day. So if we're looking at the winning aspect, there's going to be, you know, beautiful embracing of the new vitality. Then at the bottom of the thing we've got, yeah, this came out again the other day. So it's a learning. They're in a process of learning, moving towards the self-respect and the enlightened, empowered solar plexus chakra. And they're showing the others that this is who they are. Okay. And then at the top we've got dedicated effort. So this really is telling me that the union is really being worked on, and there's effort going on in both twins, working on things, and the learning is happening, the transformation is taking place, and winning the battles. This is really, really good. So the next cards I'm going to be drawing are these Celtic cards. Now I'm loving the Celtic because I was researching today about the twin flame, and Angus, which is the god, the Celtic god of love and beauty. The story is that he fell in love with Cher. He was searching for his love. He couldn't find her anywhere, to the point where he got really ill because of the pain in his heart. And then the angels came and told him where she was. And he went down to the river and he found her bound to swans. With silver chains. She became a swan, and she was a swan by day and a woman by night. And he vowed to transform himself into a swan and be a man at night so he could be with her. And for me that's about where the feminine goes first. You know, she takes the lead in this journey, and then the masculine follows. So she, like we the feminines are the swans, and we're bound by this spiritual path, and with grace and beauty. And so the masculine is learning to turn himself into a swan through this journey of transformation, so that he can, you know, paddle alongside her. So that's why I chose, well, the Ascended Masters deck was the one that first gave me an inkling that I was a twin flame, because I was channeling stuff when these cards came out, and I had no idea what I was saying. It just said, you may be preparing for your twin flame. And I remember years ago, I remember calling in my twin flame because the relationship I was in at the time, I wasn't happy. So I was like, I want my twin flame, I want my soulmate. But that was years ago. So the first one we have is expression, Queen of Discs. Expression, the Queen of Discs. The second one we have is the Lover's card, which is clarifying new vitality. Then we have reflection, Page of Cups. So this is reflecting. We have the materialism, Four of Discs. Four of Discs, clarifying the Seek card. Then we have the Ace of Discs, abundance, clarifying winning the battles. And then we have the Eight of Cups, abandonment. And the bottom of the deck we've got bounty, Six of Discs. Six of Discs. Okay, so the first one is Queen of Discs. She is somebody who's materialistic. She's an earth person, and she knows her value and her worth. She knows her value and her worth. She's sitting on a gold throne, beautiful chair there. She's very self-confident. But she's surrounded by barren land. But there's some greenery beginning to grow beneath her feet. It's like she can make abundance grow. She has this green dress on, which is the heart chakra, so the crown chakra coming down to give this confidence of the feminine, even if it's in the masculine, his feminine side is beginning to be more earthed and confident and self-assured. Then we've got the Lover's card here, 6, a new vitality. So we've got all the colours of the rainbow here with the within the card. Green, red, orange, purple, green, red. So new vitality within the expression of the lovers. And again, very happy card. And the greenery, so the greenery has grown. So it's like the feminine side of the masculine is giving him new balance and new vitality. So this balance of the chakras with the rainbow colours is energizing him more to think more about the union. And then we've got the Page of Cups, where he's very reflective on, again, the same theme of this week is reflecting on what works, what doesn't work, and more focusing on probably the outcome. This is the salmon of knowledge here, and he's asking, his higher self for answers so that he can receive wisdom and messages. And also cups is about emotion, so this very watery, reflecting on emotions. He's even wearing blue, so he's communicating with his emotions, he's in touch with them, and he's winning his battles with his own emotions, perhaps. And then you've got the Four of Discs, which is about materialism, so we've got seeking the wisdom of materialism and maybe balancing life values with holding on to material things. So just sort of sifting out what's important. Yes, money is important. Yes, security is important. But, you know, how much of it do you need? What could you basically survive on and build a new life around if you kept a certain amount? So maybe, you know, splitting up of assets and material things with a karmic or an ex-partner. Just reflecting on what's important and what's not, and what can be let go and sacrificed in place of, so that this spirit can be set free. These two blue birds there. And the truth, blue is the truth. Then we've got the Ace of Discs, which is abundance. So that's choosing the battle. So there is an abundance of wisdom that helps to bring down to reality the winning battles, the battles that you can win easily and bring into earthly existence. So the battles that will win you abundance. So again, could be contracts, stuff like that. And then you've got Eight of Cups. Says here abandonment here. We've got the World, but knowing that you are never abandoned. So maybe through reflecting and abandoning old beliefs and patterns, letting go of old material, things that you don't need, and realising you're never abandoned. In fact, the more you let go of, the more belonging you feel to the one source, to the world. So embracing the spirit of all that is, rather than these material things. You know, emotionally, this is water, emotionally feeling abandoned, but really if you switch it round to knowing that the universe has everything you need, and it will always bring people in and at the right time, which I can attest to myself, because when I left my last relationship after 25 years, I moved to where I moved, and I had no friends. Well, I had friends, but I wasn't in touch with them, so secluding myself for 25 years in one relationship, you know, it was like I felt very lonely because I hadn't been in contact with anybody else. And that's when you really feel it, when you've left everything behind through a leap of faith, and you're in a new place with no friends. It can be, well, that was a scary time, but I knew I couldn't go forward, and I think I couldn't carry on. And I think that's what the Divine Masculine is probably going through now, the ones that are on the brink of change, is realising they can't go forward. There's no choice but to let go. And that's always a weird moment when you get to that stage where you know the relationship is over, there's no going back, and then it's just the practicalities of splitting everything up and moving forward after that, and then trying to shield yourself from the nastiness that can transpire from that. But, you know, when you're strong and determined that you're not going to take this anymore, you realise there's something better out there for you. Even if it is living alone, it's got to be better than what you were putting up with. So, can we have some clarification cards for the union spread? What is the clarification message for this union spread? split the pack. Right, so the first one, Six of Swords, and we have the Devil, and then we have the Knight of Swords, and on the bottom of the deck we've got the Six of Wands. Okay, so the very first one is the Six of Swords. Okay, just have a quick look at that one. Okay, Six of Swords, travel, voyage, route, attempt through difficulties, expedient manner and success. Well, that's wonderful. So, success through difficulties. So all this difficulty of bringing things into material, weighing things up, letting go of things, there's going to be a clarity and a success of whatever it is he's dealing with. And then we've got the Devil here, which is a number, Devil, here we are, represents the subordinated mind, normal position, subordination, decay, bondage, malevolence, weird experience, seeming inability to realize one's goals, violence, shock, fatality, selfishment, temptation to evil, self-destruction and lack of principles. Okay, well I think weird experience is probably the one, because he's having a weird experience because he's changing, on union is changing, we're both changing, going through, you know, a period of waiting or taking stock. It's kind of this weird thing. It's like, gosh, you were so sure the other week that you wanted to get together and now nothing. And so for me it's weird because, you know, I'm having all these doubts and worries about it. But they say, you know, as you get closer it's darkest before dawn, so you can see the light, the flame burning behind, and he's coming up, like coming towards you like in a bad dream or something. But these fears are illusions. So, and by releasing those fears, it's bringing new vitality. We lighten up every time we lose a fear or a devil thought. A devil thought is anything based on fear or that suppresses your spiritual creativity. Then we've got the Knight of Swords, which is normal position, bravery, skill, opposition and war, heroic action, capacity. So heroic, so he becomes a hero of his own mind, of his own emotions, and he overcomes any feelings of abandonment, emotional feelings of abandonment or fears of abandonment, and he wins through success and being a hero, the hero's journey. Okay, so I think that's kind of good, transitioning. And then at the bottom of the deck we've got success and growth. I showed you that. We've got opportunities and letting go of feeling helpless and hopeless, and no more feeling alone, because you are not abandoned, and rebuilding, even though it's challenging, you will be powered, empowered and take the lead. Empowered to take the lead and be the leader and succeed. Okay, so our thoughts help the masculine, because if we go down the slippery slope of, you know, whatever that word in devils, in selfishment, whatever, we're not supporting the masculine in doing that, and because we are the swan, the divine feminine swan, we need our masculine to transform into the swan so that he can, you know, glide with us down that beautiful river of love. He can join us on the journey, bringing it into the physical and overcoming those battles and becoming the hero. So that's the journey. There is success, but then there's a little bit of a wobble with the temptations, so fighting off those devil energies, and then he wins with his sword. So, teaching and learning and using lots of dedicated effort. So in the next video I'm going to do an opening of my new deck of the Gilded Lenormand Reverie, and I'm going to do a christening union spread with that in the next video, which is coming up after this video. So I'm really excited to open my new deck, and I do hope you'll watch live and we can bless the cards and do a reading. But I will open them from scratch, from new. So look forward to that in a few moments. I shall be live, but for now, namaste. Have a great day. Thank you.